Hello everybody and welcome to my top 25 list from 2017. The records I'm going to show in this video are my favorite albums released in 2017. My favorite albums among the ones I listen to, because so many records come out and there's so much more stuff on my want list that I didn't buy, or stuff that didn't make my list, like the Quiet Riot one, for example, or other records. But these ones are my favorites. Some that didn't make my list, but they would have made my list of top 25 if maybe I bought them, because then I would have played them a lot more. And I'm talking about the new Ram album. Rot is the name of that record. That's a really good album. I still think they're a little bit overrated, Ram, but I like them, of course. Just a great heavy metal album band. You know, and live they are very good too. But they're not as good as everybody is trying to point out. I still like them, of course. Also Air Raid, Across the Line. That's also a good album. Or Headbanger, First to Fight. That's a band from Poland. Also new wave of traditional heavy metal. And other stuff that's on my one list, but I even didn't listen to, but that for sure I only listened to a couple of songs by each record. For example, Cavalera Conspiracy, the new album, Psychosis. The Demon Hunter album, Out Live. Demon Hunter band and the album Out Live. Goat Moon with Stella Polaris. Goat Horror with Vengeful Ascension. Havoc with Confirmercide. Hexhammer, it's a debut album by this black speed punk band Hexhammer. Insulters from Spain, Metal Still Means Dangerous. Integrity, Howling for the Nightmare Shall Consume. That is US hardcore thrash metal. The Bob Kulick, Skeletons in the Closet. Of course, Bob Kulick being the brother of Bruce Kulick, that was in Kiss. Also, Bob Kulick worked for Kiss for a while. Also, he was in Meatloaf, of course. LA Guns, the new album, The Missing Piece. Finally again with Tracy Guns in the band. Madame X, first album since 1984. Monstrosity is the name of the album. The Night Demon album, Darkness Remains. Radiation Romeos, that has the singer of Steve Stevens' Atomic Playboy era, you know, great singer. He's in Radiation Romeo. Selvageria, Ataque Salvager, speed metal like Antares, for example. You know, it's a great band from Brazil, Salvageria. I have one album by them, but they're good. Also, Shameless came back. You know, the glammy band with Alex. You know, The Filth is the name of that album. Mark Slaughter came back. I mean, the guy from Slaughter, with an album called Halfway There. Also, Stalker. A lot of people talked about Stalker. And they're from New Zealand. And they came with a great debut album, Shadow of the Sword. If you like Ranger or Evil Invaders, you know, you should check out Stalker. Also, the Canadian band Striker released an album that I should have bought but haven't, and just played a couple of songs of it. That's why they cannot be in my top 25. Sweet and Lynch, you know, the guy George Lynch and Michael Sweet, you know, they also made a second album called Unified. Also, Tau Gross came with a second album, Pillar of Fire. You know, that has some Amebix and Voivod members. Also, Temple of Void with Lords of Death. That is their, it's a death metal band from Detroit. And this is their second album. Also, Undergang. I should have bought Undergang new album, Misanthropology. It's a band from Denmark, and this is their fourth full-length album, and it's very dirty, autopsy influenced death metal. Very dirty and raw. Somebody sent me a message. Anyway, later I will check it. Also, Urn from Finland released a new album. Also their fourth full-length album. Great black thrash metal. Okay, this is everything I wanted to talk about. Also, Wayne released a comeback album. You know, Rolling with the Punches. With Davy Wayne. And that guy is actually a Dutchman that went to live into San Francisco. But he's originally from Holland. And of course, Wild Witch also released a nice new wave of traditional heavy metal album called The Offering. Okay, let's start with the top 25, with the first from 25 to 1. This I will make 2 videos. I don't think everything will fit in 1 video. We will see how it goes out, how it plays out. On number 25 we have Act of Defiance with Old Scars, New Wounds. And this is their second full-length album. And this, of course, a lot of guys, for sure you know it. This band is formed with some ex-Megadeth members. And also Scar of the Martyr singer, vocalist. And here we have thrash metal mixed with some more modern touches too, but not irritating modern. And some screamos and some normal singing and some thrash metal singing. You know, it's like a different vocal sounds. Not a bad album. You know, I still like this album. I enjoyed it, but it's not on my number 25. That's why it's not a super album either. Okay. On 24, I have the same problem with this one. Good album, but not as good as everybody is talking about, in my opinion. And we are talking about the new Creator. I know a lot of you guys are surprised right now to see this on number 24. This is Gods of Violence. It's a good album. You know, I was not a big fan of Phantom Antichrist either. You know, I know a lot of people like this album too. You know, I love Come Out of Souls or even Hordes of Chaos. You know, that also was very brutal. They mix more heavy metal nowadays in their sound, and it just doesn't sound right to me the way they are doing it. But it's not bad, of course. I'm not saying it's bad, but just the songs are not so strong. You know, than the ones like on Violent Revolution, for example. Okay, on number 23. You have the first Spanish band on the list, and it's Agresiva with Decibel Ritual. And they are singing in English. If you like Annihilator, then for sure you have to check this out. Or Ice Earth, even Ice Earth 2. You know, this is the best album they released till date, I think. It's really a good album. Of course, there's so much more that's better than this one that came out this year. That's why it's on number 23. But I like this more than the latest Creator or Act of Defiance. Decibel Ritual, Agresiva. Check this out, this band. You know, I already talked about them before. Okay, the next one is Jack Russell. Jack Russell, Great White. Of course, the singer of Great White is now going under his own name. And this is nice hard rock on Frontier Records. It has some cool songs on, like Sign of the Times. He made a video clip for Sign of the Times. It's a great song. Another song I like is Blame It on the Night. You know, there's a lot of good songs on here. Okay? You also should check this album out. Okay, on number 21 we have the new Trivium album. I already showed this album in the past. It's a good album. I really enjoy this album. Not as good as other, you know, as Shogun, for example. But it's a mix of all Trivium. You know, they play it safe on this album, and they are, you know, they mix different styles from different albums, and then they come up with this album, The Sin and the Sentence. Also, Corey, the guitar player, came up with great riffs for this album. You know, he was not lazy on this album. You know, he invented some great stuff. The next one is the new Thor album, the Canadian Thor. And of course, you cannot go wrong with this album at all. Got a lot of strong, true metal songs on it. Beyond the Pain Barrier. Great album. The one preview, the one that came out before this one, from 2015 I think, Metal Avenger, where you have Bitch on and a lot of guest musicians like JJ French from Twisted Sister, for example. Jack Star's on there too. And I think that album is better than this one. This is still a cool album on Deadline Records. Okay, the next one is... I made a review of this album. And this is Abordium with Omega Prayer. And this band is from Finland. Check them out if you like Belphegor. You can check out this band too. Abordium, Omega Prayer. Okay, great album. Nice digipack. Check the review that I made of this album if you want. Number 18, we have Accept with The Rise of Chaos. I always liked Mark Tornillo. I always liked Mark Tornillo era Accept. But this, to me, it's a great album. That's why it's on number 18, you know. But it could have been better. You know, it's a little repetitive. You know, the riffs. Yeah. There's no really standout songs, in my opinion. For example, on the older albums, yes, in the old albums I can find like Blind Race, for example, that album, or Blood of the Nations, or Stalingrad. You know, those three albums, there's a lot of songs I can pick out. And out of this one, not really. You know, it's a great album, but not more than that. On number 17, we have an album I like more than the new Accept, and it's Burning Star with Stand Your Ground. And this is third album since the return of Burning Star, and the first since 2011. You know, they've been gone for a long time. Okay, that's why this is also, again, more messages. Anyway, this is a good album. Always great cover art, the Burning Star albums. It's a cool album. Reminds me quite a lot of Riot, to be honest. If you like Riot, the last two albums, for example, you will also like this album by Burning Star. Check them out if you don't know them. Okay, on number 16 I have two. And this will be the end of part 1. The part 2 will be coming soon. I'm going to record it after this, and I will also upload it all together, I think. But at least it's in 2 separate videos. No, maybe I will upload this one first, and then I wait a couple of days, and then my top 15. Okay, on number 16 I have 2 bands actually. The first one I want to show is Confess. Haunters is the name of the album. And I think this is the second Confess album. At least this is the second I own. The first one was Gel, was the first album. And this is Haunters. And this is a band from Sweden. If you like Crash Diet or Crazy Licks, Nasty Idols maybe, check out Confess. And also on number 16 we have a band from Peru. It's Mandragora with Waves of Steel on Inferno Records. And this is fronted by a female vocalist. And here we have It's Mustard by Flaming Rasmussen. Of course, a guy everybody knows if you like Metallica, you know, because he worked for Metallica. And that's why the sound is very good on this album. If you like Sign of the Jackal from Italy, then check out Mandragora. Great band, heavy metal from Peru. Okay? I think I will stop this video and then you will see another video with my top 15. Okay, stay metal everybody.